Hey, deserving listeners, a lot of you have been asking me for months to go back in time and watch Angela and Michael. And I thought I would do it now because they're actually going to appear in the next season of 90 Day Fiancé. I think the next Happily Ever After season, I'm not quite sure. So let's go back in time and watch Angela and Michael. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. Let's get to the show. So as always, all the couples that you email me and ask me to watch, there's always this initial scene where the world is their oyster, they're optimistic, they haven't had any conflict yet, and I'm watching this and I'm saying, oh, it's great, love makes the world go round. It warms my heart to see people in love and being expressive and really enjoying themselves in a relationship. And then I remember, wait, everyone's been asking me to watch this couple for a long time. So I have to wonder, does this couple have a lot of conflict? Plus, I remember seeing Angela in one of the tell-alls with Jesse, and I think with Paul and Karini, and she was really angry, but she was like siding with Jesse or something. But anyway, so I guess there's a lot of conflict ahead, so I'm bracing myself. Let's continue watching.
Don't think. I want to just you to blurt it out. Don't think about it and try to voodoo. Just tell me.
It's not voodoo.
I didn't say voodoo.
I'll never complain about the age even.
What the did you say? Just like in the shop, you said she's fat. You didn't mean that either, did you?
Serious? Yeah.
You didn't mean that either.
Yeah. Serious.
Okay, so they're starting to have their first fights. I didn't show all the clips because there's a lot of it. They're fighting about how she smokes and he doesn't want her to smoke. So they're both okay. She is an adult woman. She can smoke if she wants to. And he's an adult man and he can say, I don't want to be with someone who smokes. But it's a little short-sighted to just pressure someone in the moment to quit smoking, because I'm guessing she's been smoking for a while and it's hard to quit. So you can, as a spouse, to say something like, hey, I'm worried about your health. I also don't like the smoke. Is there anything we can do here? I don't want to invade your space, but I would prefer if you didn't smoke, but I realize that you smoke. Having conversation, but just in the moment, he's saying, hey, don't smoke, don't do that. And she's getting annoyed. And she's like, look, I'm a grown woman. I'm going to smoke anyway. So there seems to be some conflict there. And they're also conflicting about the culture and about what the wedding's going to look like. And he called her fat. He was trying to explain to someone in a store, look, bring it out like this because, she's insecure because she's fat. He said that hurt her feelings. And then she was seemingly recovering from that and saying, okay, what do you want me to wear when I meet your friends and your family? And he's like, well, you have to cover up more. And she's resisting that, but she's, adjusting. And then I think the way she communicates is she likes to be extremely upfront. I think that's her style. And I think for him, he is somewhere on the other side of the spectrum of that style. I don't know if you can see, but my cat is right here. Yeah. And so I think for him, he's really reserved. He doesn't say what's on his mind all the time. He's much more careful with his words. For her, anything that is going on in her heart or mind, it comes out of her mouth. There's nothing wrong with either personality. And sometimes these people fit well together because one person's talking all the time and the other person is listening all the time, and they get along well. If it gets exaggerated or if it gets out of balance, they can get annoyed with each other, which is what is happening right now. He said in an earlier interview, I didn't show this clip, that he said she talks all the time. It's just like talking. It's like, I don't know if I can handle this for very long. And then right now she is, I think, realizing that the way he talks is very reserved and she doesn't like that. And so she's saying, talk, tell me, don't think about it. Say what's on your mind. Just tell me what's on your mind. And I think he's interpreting it like, oh no, I need to be more careful with what I say. I'm just speculating here. But I'm thinking what she doesn't want is I think she's okay if he's blunt with her. She just doesn't want him to be reserved and distant. I think she's looking for contact, and I think she's used to people being very open, even conflictual with each other. I think she's comfortable in that space, and he's very uncomfortable in that space. So let's see if they can navigate that. Let's watch.
I know Angela is outspoken and she's very masculine, you know? She talks boldly.
What is it about Angela that turns you on? Like, what is it?
I believe Angela is gonna, she's gonna provide, take care of me, you know? Make me comfortable.
All right, so interesting. The friend is saying, what is it about her that you're attracted to? And he says, I think that she's going to take care of me and that I'm going to be comfortable. Okay, so that's a little bit of data for us to know about what he's looking for in a relationship. Nothing wrong with that.
So I definitely have an aggressive defense mechanism, but there's a way to handle me, and Michael better learn.
I want you to just take it easy on me, you know?
You're not a girl. You're a man. And if you can't be a strong enough man for me, Michael, that's scary too. Take it easy on you. Take it easy on me.
Okay, so they're trying to talk about their communication differences. He's saying, hey, I would like it if you didn't snap at me, meaning you didn't get really quickly angry or yelling at me, essentially. And what she's saying is, well, I need you to meet me where I'm at. And I also need you to think about why I end up snapping at you, because when I talk to you calmly, it doesn't seem like you hear me. So, you know, they're getting some things off their chest, and it's good. I'm not hearing a lot of listening to each other or empathizing. I think that Michael's trying a little bit, and I hear maybe the potential for them to understand each other, but usually on this show, things escalate as a result of these conversations not really resolving. What I would recommend to the two of them, if they were a couple in my office, is for the two of them to recognize that they are in love with someone who has a very different style of communication. And they have to accept that on some level. She has to accept him, that he's more reserved and that he prefers a quieter, more calm way of communication. She's equating that with being a girl, and she's insulting him, which is not fair. He has a different way of wanting to communicate. You don't have to equate it with gender, and you certainly don't have to challenge his manhood by him asking, can you just please take it easy on me? There's nothing wrong with that. Plenty of people, regardless of gender, would want that from Angela. Like, could you just, give me a little bit of breathing space? So that's what I would recommend to her, is to try to understand that's where he's coming from. And for him, I would hope that he could understand her style of communication, that when she comes at him, she wants him to speak from the heart. She is someone that speaks from the heart. She speaks whatever is on her mind. And her way of establishing intimacy is to have that spontaneity with someone else. And she's looking for someone to be spontaneous, and she wants that, which means that you might have to step outside your comfort zone and take some risks. And let's experiment with it. And maybe you might find that although sometimes it results in some conflict, it might actually help her to feel like you're in contact with her, and then she doesn't escalate in her anger. So that would be my recommendation to the two of them. But let's continue watching.
I'm hoping to be with Angela in the States. So I must make her happy once again. I know you've been through a lot, I'm definitely gonna make it up. It will be changed before you go back, because I want you, okay? Everything will be changed.
I have a huge decision to make.
Okay, so I'm not excited with the dynamic that we saw right there, where he brought up, hey, I don't want you to snap at me, and then she brought up her preference, but then eventually concluded, look, you need to be more of a man, and I'm not going to take it easy on you because you're acting like a woman right now. And then he says, okay, yes, I'm going to change. But, before we get married before we go tonight. I say, I'm definitely going to change. Believe me, that seems like a pretty imbalanced dynamic right there, right? So I'm not excited about that. All right, well, that does it for that episode of Psychology in Seattle. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.